Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Before reciting Srimad Bhagvatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining on this special day, the Purnima, the full moon day. A lot of wonderful pastimes happened today. The appearance day of Shri Shri Radha Ramanji, the famous self-manifested form of Gopal Bhatt Goswami, the appearance of Madhavendra Puri and Srinivas Acharya. It's a very, very special day. We are reading Canto 7, Chapter 5, Prahlad Maharaj, the saintly son of Hiranyakashipu. So we read till text number 31 yesterday, where Prahlad Maharaj is speaking these verses. These are very, very important verses. So he said that those who are attached to the senses and home and things in connection with home, and they don't have anything to do with a pure spiritual master. They just accept the guru who's leading them to the path of blindness, or who's blind because of his material attachments. The destination will be andhante yathandir upaniyamana. So they both go to the hellish planets. Let's read the next one, text 32. Naishamatistavat urukramangrim sparsati anarthapagamo yadartha mahiyasam padarajobhishekam nishkinchananam nan vrinityavat. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, freed from material contamination, persons very much inclined toward materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities. Only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, in this way can one be freed from material contamination. Purport: becoming Krishna conscious brings about anartha apagamaha, the disappearance of all anarthas, the miserable conditions we have unnecessarily accepted. The material body is the basic principle of these unwanted miserable conditions. The entire Vedic civilization is meant to relieve one from these unwanted miseries, but persons bound by the laws of nature do not know the destination of life. As described in the previous verse, Isha tantrayam uru damni baddha. They are conditioned by the three strong modes of material nature. The education that keeps the conditioned soul bound life after life is called materialistic education. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has explained that materialistic education expands the influence of Maya. Such an education induces the conditioned soul to be increasingly attracted to the materialistic life and to stray further and further away from liberation from unwanted miseries. One may ask why highly educated persons do not take to Krishna consciousness. The reason is explained in this verse. Unless one takes shelter of a bona fide, fully Krishna conscious spiritual master, there is no chance of understanding Krishna. The educators, scholars, and big political leaders worshipped by millions of people cannot understand the goal of life and take to Krishna consciousness, for they have not accepted a bona fide spiritual master in the Vedas. Therefore, in the Mundaka Upanishad, it is said, Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhayo Namedhaya na Bahuna Shrutena. One cannot become self-realized simply by having an academic education, by presenting lectures in an erudite way, pravachan labhyaha, or by being an intelligent scientist who discovers many wonderful things. One cannot understand Krishna unless one is graced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only one who has surrendered to a pure devotee of Krishna and taken the dust off his lotus feet can understand Krishna. First, one must understand how to get out of the clutches of Maya. The only means is to become Krishna conscious, and to become Krishna conscious very easily one must take shelter of a self-realized soul, Mahat or Mahatma, whose only interest is to engage in the service of the Supreme Lord. So I'll stop here. So in the text 29 and not 29, actually 30 and 31, Prahlad Maharaj explains who cannot take shelter of Krishna. Firstly, he said, those who are too much attached to sense gratification, adanta gobhir, they are chewing the chewed, punash charavananam. They have taken the vow that home is everything, life is meant to enjoy. They cannot take to Krishna consciousness. Then in the text 31, he said about false gurus, that andhant yathandhe upaniyamana, those who think that real artha, bahir artha manina, they think the real artha is outside. They also cannot take full shelter of Krishna. Then, who can take? Text 32 explains that who can take real shelter of Krishna? One, mahiyasam pada rajobhishekam, one who has done abhishek or immersed oneself, plunged oneself in the dust of the lotus feet of a great soul, the bona fide spiritual master. That means, now that there's a literal meaning, accepting the dust. But the more deeper meaning is to follow the instructions. Because many people, accepting the dust of the great soul means accepting their instruction as one's life and soul. Taking the dust of Prabhupada's lotus feet means reading his books, following his teachings. That will please more. The Guru Parampara, that will please those Mahatmanas. And that is the only way to become Krishna conscious. We cannot directly jump on and say, oh, forget this guru and all, I don't need any guru, not possible. Prahlad Maharaj is speaking, and he's showing by his own example. His guru was Narad Muni. So, and by doing so, We cannot understand Krishna through our academic education or giving nice lectures, pravachanena labhya, or wealth, beauty, knowledge. Vedeshu durlabha adurlabha atma bhaktau. By sincerely rendering the process of bhakti, we can understand Krishna. And that happens when one takes a bona fide spiritual master. Then it becomes very easy. That's the only means to take shelter of a self-realized soul, a Mahatma whose only interest is to engage in the service of the Lord. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. Anyone has any other comments? Or maybe let's read the purport and then. If someone wanted to speak?
Yeah, I just wanted to add. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Bhadra, you made a good points about Vani and the Vapu. But on the other side, there is also that we drink the washed lotus feet of the spiritual master. We wash his feet and we drink that water, Charnamrita. That is one important point. And also the uchishta, the Mahaprasad, which we taken by the spiritual master. That is also a point important in our spiritual life. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Would someone like to complete the purport who didn't get a chance to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I would like to read. Dandavat Pranam to everyone. It's Prabhuji from Bhagavad Gita 9.13, right?
Yes.
The sloka? Yes. Okay. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9.13, Mahatmanastu mama partha daivim prakritim ashirtaha bhajanti ananya manaso kyadva bhutadim avayayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Therefore, to end the unwanted miseries of life, one must become a devotee. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunesh tatra samasate suraha. One who has unflinching devotional faith in Krishna consistently manifests all the good qualities of Krishna and the demigods. Bhagavatam 5.18.12. Yasya deve paravaktir yatha deve tatha gurau tasyati kathita hi arthaha prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Shvetaswatara Upanishad 6.23. Yam evaisya vrinute tena lavyas tasya sa atma vibranute tanam swayam. The Lord is obtained only by one whom he himself chooses. Such a person, he manifests his own form. Mundaka Upanishad 3.2.3. These are Vedic injunctions. One must take shelter of a self-realized spiritual master, not a materially educated scholar or politician. One must take shelter of a nishkinchana, a person engaged in devotional service and free from material contamination. That is the way to return home, back to Godhead. So here, Lord is telling Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, in those slokas, that who is the proper devotee, who is a pure devotee, who is real Gyani or wise man. So the wise man who has complete knowledge about the devotional service and who are totally devoid of the bodily conceptions. So Supreme Lord is telling that person, like Prahlad Maharaj, who is eligible for to become a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. And also here the Lord is the Mundaka Upanishad here the Lord telling that he chooses that Jnani and for his pure devotee. And so the person who is niskinchana means who has no bodily conception and who is totally free from all the material entanglement, and that he is eligible to go back to the God Supreme Golok Dham, Golok Vrindavan, like Prahlad Maharaj. Back to you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. This verse and all these verses Srila Prabhupada is quoting all point to the same thing, that without the spiritual master, there is no hope in Krishna consciousness. One cannot make spiritual progress without the mercy of spiritual master, because bhakti is given by bhakta, not by Bhagawan actually. Bhakti is given by Bhakta. So, Tomara Shakati Ache, when I forgot who sang this bhajan, maybe someone can Google and help me. So he says, Tomara Shakti Ache, that means you have the Bhakti Shakti, is, calling out to a devotee, a pure devotee gives bhakti. And as Bhadra Prabhu said, there's a nice verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita which says, Bhakta Pada Dhuli or Bhakta Pada Jal, Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha Tino Mahabal. Mahabal means lot of strength is there. In what? Tino. Three things. Bhakta Pada Dhuli, the dust of the devotee's lotus feet. And we discussed that has a literal meaning also, accepting the dust by their permission if they allow the Charanamrita. Bhakta Pada Jala, that's the Charanamrita. That how in temples the abhishek is done of the deities. We take Charanamrit, and when some great soul comes to our home, we wash their feet if they allow, or during Prabhupada's abhishek. That's basically the Padajala, Bhakta Padajala. Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha, the Mahaprasad, the remnants of the remnants. So firstly, remnants of Krishna is prasad. The bhoga becomes prasad when Krishna accepts it. But when the pure devotee accepts it, the Vaishnavas accept it, it becomes even sweeter. And what we, the Srimad Bhagvatam, therefore is very, very sweet, because it has been tasted by the Shuka, the pure devotee, the parrot of Sri Radharani. So that becomes even sweeter. So Tino Mahabal, these are very, very potent things. So the essence is that without serving the spiritual master, there is no hope in Krishna consciousness. So one must engage in service of the spiritual master. Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, Pad Pradarshak Guru, they're all great. Anyone who's helping us to grow further in our Krishna conscious journey. Any other comments or questions?
Yes, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So you asked Tomara Shakti Ache, that's by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Auhe Vaishnav Thakur song, and it says, Krishna se Tomara, Krishna dite para, Tomara Shakti Ache, meaning Krishna is the wealth of your heart, you have the power to give Krishna. And if you desire to give Krishna, you can give him. And Prabhu, one more comment. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 9.11, it says, to teach others by example how to be faithful disciple of one spiritual master, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the birthplace of Ishwarapuri at Kumarhatta and collected some earth from his birth site. This he kept very carefully, and he used to eat a small portion of it daily. And he also used to treat his own god brothers like spiritual masters because they served him. Bhakti Prabhu, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. That's so helpful. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Any other comments before we move on? Okay, let's read the next one, 33. Would someone like to read? So these 3 verses of Prahlad Maharaj are really important. First 2, the don'ts, and the third, the do's. For those who like to or are inspired, they can learn these verses. As I said, go step by step. If you want the important verses, that was 7.5.5, 7.5.23 and 24, the Shravanam Kirtanam, and then these 3, 30, 31 and 32, Prahlad Maharaj verses. Okay, let's do the 33 now. Would someone like to read, please?
Okay, Prabhuji, I can read. Hare Krishna. 33. Ityukto parantam putram Hiranyakasipu rusha andhikrutatma svatsanga kani rashyata mahitale. Translation. After Prahlad Maharaj had spoken in this way and become silent, Hiranyakashipu, blind by anger, threw him off his lap and onto the ground.
Thank you. So very straightforward. Blinded by anger. The words are very, very important. That when one is blinded by anger, anger blinds us, or one loses one's intelligence. As we read in Bhagavad Gita also, text I think 64, chapter 2, that Krodha bhavati sammoha smriti vibrama smriti brahmasad buddhi nasho. Buddhi ka nash. One loses one's intelligence. So one is blind. There are like 4 kinds of blind people. Naivam pashyati janmanda kamanda eva na pashyati arthi dosham na pashyati madon matta na pashyati. So basically blindness is not just by the eyes, by birth. That's one kind. But these lust, anger, passion may blind us. And that's what the word used is. These are the doors to hell. Trividham narakassedam dwaram nashnam atmana kama krodhas tatha lobhas. Lust, anger and greed are the 3 doors to hell. So Hiranyakashipu was blinded by that. And it's a very, very important lesson. Basically, we can learn that anger is never healthy. Anger always leads to destruction. Of course, there could be 1 or 2 rare occasions, like we always give the example, how Hanuman used the example. But on a more practical level, we don't use anger in Krishna's service. Very, very often the case is that I am overcome with anger, and things that I start doing later is not I'm being served by anger, or I'm serving anger rather than anger serving me. So, but the point is that anger is very, very disastrous. The same father who had kept Prahlad, who was pouring tears of affection when things didn't go as per, why does anger come? Because of expectation. When expectations are not fulfilled, the anger comes. When Hiranyakashipu's expectation, when he was expecting, Prahlad Maharaj will tell, oh, that's how you rule the world, that's how you kill your enemies, that's how you do this, that's how, all demoniac teachings, or so-called good teaching as per his thought. But when expectations are not fulfilled, then anger comes. And if they are fulfilled, then lust increases. In both ways, material expectations lead to karma, leads to problem only, either greed or anger. So the same father who was so loving, kind, caring, rolling tears of love, now threw off. He didn't put him aside. The word used is, with lot of anger, he threw him off. So let's see what happens next. Any other comments? Let's read the next one. Okay, someone wants to speak or read?
Yes, Prabhu, just quickly. So he asked to control the entire world, and he could not control his own anger. It's very a great example to watch out for. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, the word used for him was ajitendriya, and that was the biggest reason for his disturbance. He was always disturbed. You want to read the next verse, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Text 34. Ahamarsha rushavishta kashayi bhutalochana vadhyatama shvayam vadhyo mi sarayata netruta. Dandavat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Indignant and angry, his reddish eyes like molten copper, Hiranyakashipu said to his servants, "O demons, take this boy away from me. He deserves to be killed. Kill him as soon as possible." So now, Krodhat bhavati sammohat. So after Krodha comes all these Shadaripus. And in the end, you person loses all the consciousness, ability to distinguish between what is right and wrong. And so he doesn't even understand. He's trying to kill his own son, but he's just so lost it. He really lost it. And now he became Hiranya. He became golden by doing all these siddhis. So Prabhupada is describing his reddish eyes became like molten copper. A very vivid example, a description by Srila Prabhupada. And I don't remember what word indignant means, but maybe someone can add. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. So, whatever is not conducive to my will, let's destroy. My way or highway. That's Hiranyakashipu typical. Hiranyakashipu wanted Prahlad to be certain way. He was totally opposite. The word used is ashu, means immediately, do not delay, kill him. And then he deserves to be killed. Why? Because he is not acting as per my way. So this is a very nice lesson that how expectations is a root cause of suffering. Prahlad Maharaj didn't, torture Hiranyakashipu, didn't speak anything wrong, was not disobedient towards his father. He fell down at his feet. He didn't address him, like saying that you're good for nothing and things like that. He very politely said whatever he said, and he was like a 5-year-old boy. He didn't have strength. External, strength or military alliance and anything. But still, the demoniac Hiranyakashipu wants to kill him very soon, immediately. Don't wait. So he's calling. His eyes and in the face, like eyes and body is turning red. When person is very angry, the face is the index of the mind. We have read that a few times in the purport. So one's facial expressions, one's eyes, one's body, everything turns red hot. Okay. Anyone else? Any other comments? Let's read the next one, 35. Someone like to read who didn't read yesterday?
Yeah, I can read. Hare Krishna devotees, text 35. I am me Bhatra Asoyam Hitva Swan Srudo Dhamma Purbaya Antu Tadavyo Vishnor Dasavad Achati. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Sri Prabhupada. This boy Prahlad is the killer of my brother, for he has given up his family to engage in the devotional service of the enemy, Lord Vishnu, like a menial servant. Purport. Hiranyakashipu considered his son Prahlad Maharaj to be the killer of his brother because Prahlad Maharaj was engaged in devotional service of Lord Vishnu. In other words, Prahlad Maharaj would be elevated to Sarupya liberation, and in that sense he resembled Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Prahlad was to be killed by Hiranyakashipu. Devotees, Vaishnavas attained the liberation of Sarupya, Salokya, Shasti, and Samapya, whereas the Mayavadis are supposed to attain the liberation known as Sayujya Mukti, however, is not very secure, whereas Sarupya Mukti, Salokya Mukti, Shasti Mukti, and Samipya Mukti are more certain. Although the servants of Lord Vishnu Narayana in the Vaikuntha planets are equally situated with the Lord, the devotees there know very well that the Lord is the master, whereas they are servants. Hare Krishna. So of course, Hiranyakashipu is really mad. He's indignant. He's very angry, and he's now equating. Although his brother his brother was killed by a boar, which was Vishnu in the incarnation of a boar. He's now, because Prahlad Maharaj has said all the divine things about Lord Vishnu, he's equating Prahlad Maharaj to be the killer of his brother also. So this verse goes on to explain different types of liberation, Sarupya and then Sayujya, two different types. The devotees of Vishnu attain the Sarupya liberation, whereas the Mayavadis, impersonal form of whom they observe the impersonal form of the Brahman. So they are not very secure, and they get the Salokya Mukti. So back to you, Prabhu. Please explain more. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, Sayujya Mukti is basically the merging with the impersonal effulgence or the Brahma Jyoti or the energy of the Lord. So Vaishnavas certainly don't aspire for that. Why? Because Prabhupada is clearly mentioning here that it is not secure, it is temporary. One will fall down again. One will fall down. We have read that a few times in the purport. So, on a very pure level, devotees don't aspire for any liberation. Mam janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhaktira hetuki tvai. Just aspiring for pure, unalloyed devotional service. But these are the other four types of mukti which one may attain, to be in the same planet, to have the same opulence, etc. So now Hiranyakashipu is remembering that this is the boy who is the killer of my brother. So at every cost we should kill him very soon, because he is taking sides of our enemy. Completely, kicked out Prahlad get out of here. As Ravana kicked out Vibhishana. Vibhishana was not bad. He was only giving good advice for Ravana's benefit. Prahlad is giving good advice for Hiranyakashipu's benefit. Prahlad is not angry upon Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is angry upon Prahlad. And Prahlad is not retaliating either. We will see all that later, but a devotee is everyone's well-wisher. A devotee never considers anyone to be his enemy. Other people may consider that he is my enemy. He is taking sides of my enemy. So, enemy's friend is enemy. So, my enemy is Vishnu, and he is Vishnu's friend or menial servant. Therefore, he is my enemy. Therefore, I should destroy him. So he asks his servants, kill him. Any other comments?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. This is Bhadra. You touched something. There is more into that, because he is the killer of my brother. How can he be killer of his brother? Because question is the Vishnu killed your brother, not Prahlad is killing your brother. So that's where his point is coming, is that because the worshipper of the Vishnu will get the similar form Vishnu will give a similar form to his servant, and therefore he is therefore killing. Otherwise, question can be, well, everybody is worshipping Vishnu, and he is a servant like Vishnu. So, what is the problem? Why are you telling that? He's killer of my brother. But that's the reason here. Acharyas are mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
It doesn't. Just one comment on Bhadra Prabhuji's addition. So it also shows, right, when we are the servant of the Lord, whatever the Lord does is kind of like we are helping the Lord do it. So that's what a servant, when we are able to be a servant of Prabhupada, it's like we are helping him do something very special, just like Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Satsurup Goswami Maharaj, they all helped Prabhupada establish Krishna consciousness in the US. So when Prabhupada is doing all that, even when they do a small part, it is like they are also doing it. So that's why when we are a servant, and we can able to render service to a pure devotee, we get the full benefit of the activity that the pure devotee does. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. That's a nice comment. Someone else wanted to speak?
Yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I have one question. Like, Vaishnavas get 4 types of liberation. So, if someone gets the Sharupko, suppose, they will not be allowed to go to the Shalokko at same planet to the Lord. They have to go to the other planet. It cannot be all together, cannot happen together in the liberation.
Well, certainly can happen. All the Vishnu Dutas in the Vishnu Loka have the same form as Lord Vishnu, and they live on the same planet, so certainly it can happen. But as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we aspire even for the cream, the best of the best. At least that's the aspiration, and that's what our prayers and the Vaishnavacharyas that are praying in their bhajans, etc. So coming back to your question, yes, it can happen, and we have examples also. Like they have the same form, the four-handed Vishnu form. They have the same planet.
Thank you, Prabhu.
But always keeping in mind that pure devotees are not aspiring for that, any form of liberation. Like Lord Chaitanya is not asking for any liberation, or any pure devotee example we take. Prahlad Maharaj, will see later what he asked for when Nrsimha Dev will come. He didn't say, give me, samipya or salokya. He didn't. Any other comments anyone has?
Prabhuji, can you please explain? So I understand these are like, samipya means remaining the associate, right, Prabhuji? And sarupya is like attaining the four-handed form of. Is that the right understanding, Prabhuji?
Roop means form. Sa means same. So sa is common in the same. Sa rupya, same form. Sa lokya, same loka, planet. Sarshti is like, I think, opulence. And samip, we have heard this word. Samip. Samip means close. Close proximity, as you said. Associate. So, yes, you mentioned it right. But in Golok Vrindavan, it's not that everyone has the form like Krishna. That's a different. When they have their own Sachidananda form to serve Krishna. It's not that all Krishna's friends also look like Krishna.
Yes. So all of these, kind of liberations, all of them are Goloka Vrindavan, or some of them in Vaikuntha Lokas, or is there any classification like that, Prabhuji?
I haven't come across, but most of these are connected to Vaikuntha planets.
Okay, including
Goloka
the Goloka
is,
Vrindavan?
No. As I said, Krishna's friends don't look like Krishna. These are more in the Vaikuntha planets, where there is more awe and reverence. Like we saw the Jaya Vijay picture, what form they had. They had the four-handed Vishnu form. The pictures are also there. They were, guarding the four Kumaras, that famous picture. They have the four-handed Vishnu form. So, more in Vaikuntha planets. Anyone wants to add to that?
I can read the Sai Bhakti about the Salokya means that after material liberation, one is promoted to the planet where the Supreme Personality of Godhead resides. Samipya means remaining an associated of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarupya means attending a forehand form extremely like that of the Lord. And Saraswati means attending opulence like those of the Supreme Lord. And Sahyuja means merging into the Brahma of the Lord.
Brahman.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Yes. Sundari Priya Mataji, you wanted to speak something?
Hari Prabhuji, that was by mistake. Haribo.
Okay. Bhadra Prabhu, you wanted to speak something?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I think this is the end anyhow, so I can speak. I was listening to Jananivas Prabhu, who is the Pujari in Mayapur from the beginning, both brothers, Jananivas and Pangjangir Prabhu. And he was saying that, and this is real, this is fact, that in the South India there are many Nrsimha Dev's temple. So question is, where they're gonna go? All these worshippers. South India is mostly lot of them Nrsimha temple they worship. So the point is that they will go to the Nrsimha Dev's Vaikuntha, Nrsimha Dev's planet. But then the question arises that why ISKCON is having Nrsimha Dev deity? We have in Mayapur, we have in Germany, many places we have. and even Narad, Nanda Maharaj, New Vrindavan. Nanda Maharaj even was worshipping Lord Nrsimhadev. There is a deity is there in Nandagam at present. That deity from 5,000 years old is there. So the point was, the Srila Prabhupada's point was that the Srila Prabhupada Lord Nrsimhadev, and of course it was Srila Prabhupada had a desire, but deities were not installed while Srila Prabhupada was on the planet. But there were 3 points he made. First is to protect Lord Nrsimhadev, protect the devotees, protect the Guru, and protect the movement. So, and Lord Nrsimhadev in the Mayapur, which is it's ferocious actually, but Lord Nrsimhadev in Mayapur is not ferocious, because the Mayapur is the place where there is Sankirtan, Lord Chaitanya's magnanimous, nature, to Sankirtan, distributing the holy name. So Lord Nrsimhadev is also there to help. He's ferocious, but here Lord Nrsimhadev is like a you can say friendly mood. I cannot say actually friendly, but that mood to help devotees to remove the obstacles on the path towards the devotional service. So when we are worshipping Lord Nrsimhadev here, we are worshipping understanding that we pray to the Lord that please, my Lord Nrsimhadev, I have so many obstacles, so many arthas within my heart, and please help to remove those. So in that mood we worship, and Lord Nrsimhadev is doing that help, is giving us that protection so that we can go to the Golok Vrindavan, which is the highest goal, which is Lord Chaitanya has given, Gopir Bhartu Padakamala Das Dasanu Das Madhurya, Madhurya plus. So that's what the point is. That's what. See, also, okay, so that's it. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, so we will stop here for today, and let's pray to Shri Radha Raman Diti, who is the combination of all Sambandha Vigraha, Abhideya Vigraha, and Prayojan Vigraha. Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govindev, and Shri Radha Gopinath on this special day, so we can strengthen our Sambandha relationship and become more sincere in our Avidheya, that is the process of bhakti, to reach the ultimate goal of Krishna Prema. So, Kantraj Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.